Good morning from the city of Johor Bahru, better known as JB. Now, I have been here since yesterday afternoon. If you're following me for the very first time, I'm Stu. I'm a backpacker from England, and I am currently travelling all the way back to England without flying. Now, I arrived here yesterday from over there, Singapore, and this is my first full day on the mainland of Malaysia, and I'm starting my little tour of the city right here. So this is the Grand Palace, and this was built in 1866 by the Sultan Abu Bakr, who was known as the father of modern Johor. Now, there is a park, I believe, behind it, and I'm led to believe that this is now a museum. It's been a museum since the 1980s, but unfortunately it's been closed to the public for a while, which is a shame because it looks beautiful. But I am going to have, because it's all fenced off, you can't get in at all. Even down there's some stairs that you can climb, but even they're fenced off. But there's a part of this park where the Grand Palace is a zoo, there's embassies, there's stuff behind there. So I'm going to walk around and see if I can get in, hopefully. But my plans for Malaysia is for the next 30 days to, a bit warm, is to travel all the way, as many cities, as many towns, all the way up to the border of Thailand. I am looking at staying at places for maybe 2 nights maximum, or if it's an amazing place, then I'll be staying for 3 nights, because I'm crazy. And all I'm going to be doing once I try to get into the park is carry on down this way, down the waterfront, which is like the border to Singapore over there, because you'll find that this is where most of the touristy stuff, the exciting stuff, mainly so people from Singapore can look across and go, wow, I want to go there. And while I am down here, there is various shopping centres, shopping malls further on down that way, which I need to go to because I need, number one, a SIM card for my mobile phone so I can have some data, so I can check out where I'm going to. And secondly, if you are following me, you'll notice that I usually wear a little furry hamster microphone, which was lost whilst travelling over here yesterday. It fell off me and I don't know where it is, so I need to find out if I can replace it, and more importantly find out how much it costs, because I'm on a budget. But you'll find that if you watch me often, I mention it all the time. But as I'm walking down, you can see the land going up towards the palace and how it's well maintained, well looked after, and I'm hoping the park is that way I can get into. So I have walked from basically over there around, and there is no entrance to here at all. Well, there is, but you're not allowed in. Even there's a small river going through with little bridges, and the camera's is just through the fence at the moment. I mean, it's beautiful. It's so looked after, yet the public can't go in. It'd be interesting to find out if anybody from here is watching this video. You can tell me why I can't go in, because obviously I've got no data, so I can't Google it. But it'd be interesting to find out. Shame. But all the way around this area you've got a lot of buildings that are, I don't know if they're colonial or they're the newish, but I know the major tourist office for the city is in that building there. So I might have a quick look in and see if I can grab a map, and then they might tell me why I can't get in there. Oh well, tourist office is closed. I've just been next door. I think the police asking if it's going to be open. No. I mean, it looks nice. It looks like a proper tourist office, and there's me in the reflection. But nobody to help me with my tourism. Oh well. Let's go to the next spot. So I've just walked all the way back round from the front of JB Grand Palace, and I'm now here at JB's zoo. And it's the first zoo I've ever walked past that you can actually see inside without even paying. But this is a zoo that was opened up in 1928. It's got over 100 different animals inside, species, and unfortunately I'm not going to be going in because I've still got a whole lot to see, especially the mosque. Right, I've just come up this road. Here's the mosque. Hello, can I come in? Yeah? Hello, how are you? Excellent. So this is the Sultan Abu Bakr State Mosque. This was built between 1892 and 900 under the Sultan Abu Bakr's reign. The mosque showcased a blend of Victorian, colonial and Moorish architecture, reflecting the Sultan's travels abroad to Europe and his desire to modernise Johor while keeping his cultural roots intact. Now you can tell I just read that. Right, obviously it's the mosque, so I'm not going to be able to go in. Go and have a walk around. This is quite big. It's very yellow. And that is just a beautiful sight. Wow. It's got that dome right in the center of that roof. So I am coming up to the entrance to the prayer room, and there are people in there. Obviously I'm not going to go in, but I'm trying to get around and see more of the dome. I always find the Islamic architecture fascinating, and then when you get a bit of European architecture involved as well. Wow, beautiful. So this is the side view of the mosque. It is built on a hill to overlook the streets of Johor and Singapore, and then across the road you've got the zoo. And as I've walked along, you can see so many animals. I don't even have to be get in. But I'm going to walk around the front as best as I can. I'm not too sure if I can because of the fact that behind me is a security guard that keeps keeping an eye on me, and he's probably wondering where I'm going. I'm going around the front, and as you get around the front you find that it's not really as well kept as the the entrance, you can just see the front. Yeah, I'm not going to go in the grass. And the main road is down there, and you can see all the trees, so I don't think you'll be able to get a good view of this, which is a shame. So I've come down from the Grand Mosque, past the Grand Palace. It's about a 15-minute walk in this sunshine, but I've come past this fountain, which I'm so tempted just to get some water onto me, because it's warm. This looks like the coat of arms, and I think this is some sort of court, High Commission, High Court, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's the High Court. Still looks impressive. With that water. Oh my god. So even though it is warm, even though the sun is shining, there are drops of rain that keeps coming down every now and again. And there is like dark skies, dark clouds I mean. And this is a nice little park. And at the end, I just see some shading, of which I am going to sit under. Is that shade? But I am on the way to the shopping mall. As I said, I need to have a look at some stuff. It'll be a good chance to see how the mall here compares to the mall over there in Singapore. Oh, there's no... I was heading for that way, but there's no path. It's like a little maze. And just follow the path. So I've just come across this little structure. Little chime bells in it. And it's, according to the sign here, it's Songs of Nature. This song sculpture was created to highlight the plight of the Mocha Meranti Johor, which made it to the International Union for Conservation of Nature Red List of Threatened Species in 2013. Now I'm not too sure what a Mocha Meranti Johor is, but that's quite nice. And even though there's a bit of a breeze, you can still see the trying to move, but it needs a decent blast of wind to get the chimes going. I quite like that. So just further down, there's this thing here, which is the 0 kilometer stone. See, so there. You've got various little signposts. Singapore 23 kilometres, Kuala Lumpur 368, and all the rest of them. Now there is a little sign here to say it's a milestone that indicates the starting point of the road in the most southern part of peninsular Malaysia. So this is where all major roads come from. The rest of Asia down to the most southern point, and then heads over to Singapore. There you go. So the last time I was in Malaysia, that was Malaysian Borneo, and I went round various parts of Malaysian Borneo, saw as much as I saw, and Kuching was the last city I went to. And I couldn't believe how modern, clean, and it was there in my top 30 countries of all time I've been to. You come here and this has just got the same feel about it, in that it is modern, it is clean, it is trying to compete in a way with their neighbours across the water over there. I'm just really surprised at how much I'm liking this place, even though it's 32 degrees and I am in need of some aircon. Which I do believe is that away, and that's where I'm going to next. I am on my way down to the mall, but I keep getting stopped by stuff. And then you got this thing here, Cevets, leading on to the river. And this has got a very European feel about it. It's these things. Now I saw this last in one of the cities in Malaysian Borneo, and I'm trying to remember which one it was. And you can hire these if you have the app. Now they are getting more popular, and if I had the app, if I had a SIM card, then I would be using it. Now that's all about the State Mosque, which is a weird place to put that sign because the State Mosque is about a mile and a half that way. Strange. But I do like the mural on the side. There's a little sign on the top there, the Southern Gateway to Peninsular Malaysia. Beautiful. Interesting places in JB Town. I might have to go to some of them, or maybe not. As soon as I'm leaving first thing tomorrow morning to try and see as much as I can. Now I've learnt the hard way from Indonesia when I was there, when I overstayed in some places because I thought I needed to, and then I didn't have enough time at the end to see places that I would wanted to see. So I am going to be on a strict 2 days every day at a new place. But this is just a really nice spot. And more importantly, because of all the trees, it's got shade in the middle of all these modern buildings around, and a busy market outside is this place, and it is an Indian temple built in 1911, and this is colourful as anything. Wow. And like I said, you've got all the skyscrapers all the way around, and then this thing in the middle. Beautiful. Now unfortunately it is closed, so we can't go in. It's a shame. But yeah, very bright and colourful. I like. So I'm off to the city square, which I can feel the aircon coming out from over here, which I'm going to be going down to see in a minute. But all the way from the very bottom of the waterfront all the way up here, it's just been amazing. You can tell it's been designed really well. Things like this. Looks like a boat statue over there. But I need to find out about a microphone for this camera. I need to find out about SIM cards so I can use that things there. And more importantly, I need to cool down the aircon. When you think of Singapore, where I was over the last week, you think of big shopping malls. This isn't bad. But I'm here to find somewhere that sells a SIM card. But I am going to go to every single level and try and find something. I've got a SIM card. 63 ringgit for 30 days. It's a tourist visa, so much data, and I don't have to worry about a thing. Now to get it, I needed my passport, and I forgot all about it when I left the hotel this morning. But interestingly, the taxi driver who took me all the way back did tell me that the Grand Palace is not a museum, it's still the Grand Palace. The Sultan who lives there is now the king, and there is various sultans throughout Malaysia, and they take turns at being the king, and it's his turn now for 4 years. So his son has taken over the sultanship of Johor State, and I found it fascinating. But need to come back here, as I said, because there's still stuff to see around the waterfront. Now that is the bridge that I came over yesterday from Singapore. There is so much work going on around here in JB. They've got the waterfront itself all the way down there for a long way down, getting redone. They are building new roads everywhere, and not roads on the floor, all up in the air. And even that one where you say safety from start to finish, you can just see a missing piece of the road, and that will be complete. It's just, it looks like they're trying to do a lot all at once, and hats off to them, really impressed. If they are trying to compete with Singapore, they've got a long way to go, but it's still a beautiful city. But let's go to the next spot. Come down, it's about a mile, 20-minute walk. Come see an all glass temple, but you've got to pay to get in. And for Europeans, it's, or non-Malaysians, it's 10 US dollars. 10 US dollars, wow, but I haven't got 10 US dollars. So that works out about 47 minutes. And I've got no money. I didn't think I had to pay. It's a temple, and get a closer look at it, you can see it there. Obviously locals have to pay 10 ringgit because they're local. You don't have to pay as much as I do. Yes, from the sounds of it, there was a nice little tour that you could walk around, see everything. But as usual, tourists have to pay a lot more than the locals. I've got 12 ringgit in my wallet because I didn't think I'd have to use any money for the rest of the day. Disappointed? Yeah, of course I am. So much within Indonesia, Malaysia, that they think that Europeans have got money. I haven't. I have got no money on me. I've got 12 minutes for the, and that's my budget for the rest of the day. I'm just going to use that. If the government is watching, you need to sort your act out. Right, let's tell you about it anyway. And I'm only standing over here because by the gate you can't see it. I mean, you can barely see it on the screen here. But this is the most unique Hindu temple in the world. It was originally built as a simple temple in 1922, and it was transformed into a glass temple in 2008. The walls, the ceiling and floors are covered with over 300,000 pieces of coloured glass, creating a dazzling display of light and colour. This temple is one of the only temples in the world made almost entirely of glass, making it a major tourist attraction, which is probably why they are charging to get in. There you go, you can see it. Enhance it on your screen if you can. And that's it for JB, Johor Bahru. It's been a full day. I've done as much as I could. Very disappointing at the end, but hey ho. And I reckon in about 5 years time when they have finished all the building, the construction that they've got going on, that this place could be an amazing place. Because there's a lot of places I want to go to I couldn't get to because it's on the other side of the road there that's being built, and it's just really hard to get across. I could have got a grab taxi, but I am trying to save cash. But I've enjoyed it. It's my start of my Malaysian bit of my adventure. But where am I going next? Well, I am off to an island, a tropical island, and I've just got to work out a route how to get there, and that's going to be what I'll be doing tonight, because tomorrow morning I'm leaving. Now if you've enjoyed this video, you've got to press that like button. If you want to see where I'm going to, what tropical island I'm going to, all you got to do is press that subscribe button. And at the same time, let me know how the volume, the sound without my little furry hamster microphone being. Just let me know in the comments. But until the next time, bye bye for now.